Everybody, how are we? It seems a bit dark in here this morning, but I'm not putting my light on. I'm not. I'm keeping it dark. Should I put my light on? No, I'm not going to. Good morning. How are we? Good morning to TikTok. Good morning to YouTube. Good morning to Facebook. We are live on 3 platforms this morning. So TikTok's over here, YouTube and Facebook is over here. How are we all? Hope you're well. It is Thursday. Did we do TikTok yesterday? Yeah, we did TikTok live yesterday. I've not done Facebook or YouTube since Monday. Someone did ask me the other day. So yeah, Mondays and Thursdays lives are triple streams. So we're streamed here on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and the Facebook and YouTube ones do save to YouTube and Facebook, so you can watch that back whenever you want to. It is a very cold, frosty morning because the neighbour's roof is absolutely covered. Though I've not been outside yet, I've just been sat in here. Right, let's do the top 5 on TikTok this morning. Number 1, Callum's in. Morning, mate. Karen G's in at number 2. Sheila's in at number 3. Helen's in at number 4. And Rebecca is in at number 5. Good morning, guys. Thanks very much for jumping straight on the live, coming and saying hello. Faye's in, morning. Stephen's in, morning. Good morning, back at it. Oh, Stephen, have you got that? Have you got that pre-Christmas kick? Good to hear. Paula, good morning. Good morning, boss. I think 3-stone lost this morning and saw the tents for this first time in over 30 years. Well done, Carly. Great to hear. Big Tom, good morning. Maureen, morning, everyone. Karen H. in, good morning. Karen OG's in, good morning. Morning, boss. Last full day. Hot this morning. 2 months and 3 days till Tenerife. Amazing, Peter. I hope you've had a great time. Hope the weather's been sunshiny over there. I guarantee one thing, it's been better than it's been here. You've definitely missed Storm Bert. And for the rest of the week after Storm Bert, it's been absolutely blooming freezing. So we've had a great time in my favourite place. And 2 months, 3 days till Tenerife. Oh, you lucky chap. We're going to go to Tenerife next year, but it'll be this time next year, I think. Well, October, November time, I think next year we're going to head over to Tenerife. Anna, good morning all. Just Rachel's in, frosty morning. Yeah, very frosty morning. Peter F77, morning from Ireland. Good morning from Lancashire. Good morning in Ireland. Carol's in, good morning. Have I said good morning to everybody? I think I have. Yeah, so how are we all? Are we all good? It is Thursday. We're getting there. We're towards the -5. That is cold. Cinderella, good morning. We're getting towards the end of the working week again. 3 full weeks after this one. Then we are done. But we can't. We've got to try our very best not to slip into the old holiday mode too soon. No. Christmas mode too soon. I'm going to try and keep it together the best we can. I've got a quiet couple of weeks coming up, in theory. Yeah, we've got a quiet couple of weeks coming up. So should be able to stay on track and then going to sort of slip slowly into the Christmas festivities. It's checking this week. Am I confident? No. I'd like to maintain. That's what I'm going for. Since I last got on the scales, I have had 2 weekends kind of out. One was within my calorie allowance. Last week, I don't know. I didn't track Saturday, Sunday. So I would say last week was more of a maintenance week. I don't know why, Monday, Tuesday this week, even yesterday, I was feeling a bit skinny. Today, I'm feeling a bit bloated. I have made the conscious decision to go with my check-in on Saturday. I was going to check official check-in days tomorrow, but any of my clients, if they're doing the challenge, they can check in from tomorrow morning. This morning. They can check in from this morning all the way up to 12 p.m. on Saturday. So I give everyone a little bit of leeway for the challenge. And I'm no different. So I will be checking in on Saturday morning. I'm going to give myself an extra day to try and flush out any excess water retention, any food weight. Give myself the best chance of seeing that maintain on the scales. I reckon if I got on the scales now, I'd be hovering at a £2 gain. Right, so I still think I'm holding a bit of water retention. I won't gain any body fat. You don't gain body fat in calorie deficits or calorie maintenances, but you can gain water weight, food weight, and excess water retention. Excuse me, I'm just doing my supplements. So yeah, that can be an issue, as it were. I'll check in Saturday, please. No scales here, thank goodness. Peter, not a problem at all. If you want to check in Saturday, go for it, mate. That's absolutely fine. We can log it down as a post-Christmas weight. Now, I am going to put this in the group today. Anyone that does check in Saturday, Sunday this week, your check-ins will be done on Monday. I'm not doing check-ins on Saturday or Sunday. I'm going to put it in the community, and I'll put it on the Facebook group as well, because Saturday we've got the second ever Boss Your Weight Loss meetup. So I am literally not going to be here Saturday till I'm just not going to be here to do any check-ins. So I'm going in the morning to the gym, got to do my spin class. I am going to fly back here, quick shower, drop the dogs off at my mum's, and then I've got to drive back to Manchester. I say back to Manchester, I won't be in Manchester to start off with. I'm then driving over to Manchester for the Boss Your Weight Loss meetup. Anyone in the community are on plan. If you want to come and say hello and you don't know the details, I'll post them again today. So basically, I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to be here over the weekend. So on Saturday, I'm going to be in Manchester, and I don't want to be working when I get back at I don't know what time I'll be back for the meetup, maybe 3-4 o'clock, something like that. For this week only, so you can check in on Saturday. It's absolutely fine. I'll just be doing them Saturday, unless I might do them Sunday. I'll see how I feel. I might do them Sunday morning, but more than likely, I will be doing them Monday morning. Jerry, good morning. Good morning, Jerry. Hope you're well. Test it now, Neil. It will make good content live way. No, I don't. I'm not. I don't sort of do that. I think people hang on to it too much. Plus, I always post my check-ins on my weekly weight loss vlog. So if you want to tune into my check-ins and how I'm doing and how the scales are doing, then jump on my weekly weight loss vlogs. So I'll be full discussion on Monday. And I wouldn't weigh fully clothed anyway. And no one wants to see me without any clothes on. So there we go. Certainly not on TikTok, because that'd be me. Done. That'd be banned. Dante, morning, boss. Just popped in, but busy day. See you tomorrow. Cheers, mate. Good morning. Thanks for coming. Dropping by and saying hello. Awesome. First couple of days was one rain, one misty. Rest have been good. Eating's not been bad. Brilliant, P. I'm glad you've had a good time. Yeah, if you go to Benidorm this time of year, the weather is generally decent. It's generally over 20 degrees in the sun every day in Benidorm all year round. Can get cold at night. But yeah, you generally get pretty decent weather. But you've got to expect, if you're going to go in winter time, you're going to get the odd day that's not great. I've been a couple of times in January, a couple of times in February, and the weather's absolutely super. Well, trust me, it's miles better than it is here. I'm good. I'm frozen and checking data. Yes. Is it manic checking? Do you know what? I don't really have a manic checking day anymore. Both my checking days are pretty even. Are pretty damn even. So, but it is, it's checking day tomorrow. Check-in 5 for group 2 of the challenge. And that then means everyone just has one check-in left. One check-in left. And 2 weeks tomorrow is the 13th of December. And 2 weeks tomorrow, one of you guys in the challenge will get £500 paid into your bank account. It's not bad, is it? Second place gets 150. Third place gets 100. And if you come 4th or 5th, you get January, February's coaching free. Now, if you come 4th or 5th and you paid for a year up front, I'll sort something out. Don't you worry. All right? I'll sort something out for you. But yeah, end of the challenge. Are many left in the challenge? I will tell you now. We have got, because people do drop out during the challenge. And next year in the challenges, I'm actually going to make it a rule. If you miss a check-in, you're automatically eliminated. I mean, to be fair, if you miss a check-in, you're not going to win it anyway because it's going to really drop your score down, right? You're going to really struggle to win it. But anyway, yeah, I'm making it that you just automatically eliminated. Anyway, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 20, 25. There is 25 of you lovely people left in the challenge. And I think you people that are left, those 25 will complete the challenge. And it's all to play for. Yeah. I'm thinking of doing monthly check-in. Benefit, bigger loss, but could it go wrong in a month, if that makes sense? Do you know what, John? I have had people move to monthly check-ins in the past. So what are the advantages of weighing monthly? Again, if you are consistent, you'll see a bigger loss when you get on the scales. And for quite a few people, that'll buzz them up, right? Because time doesn't really, someone didn't get, it was like Rachel the other week. She got on the scales for the first time since December 2022, right? So really weird. And she got on the scales. And the scale showed a loss of £20. Now, she's lost more than that this year, I'll be honest with you, because I think she's gained some weight from December 2022. We don't know exactly because she's not been on the scales. But she's not weighed herself for, 18 months, maybe a bit longer, like 20 months. And to see a drop of £20, she was absolutely buzzing. She was absolutely buzzing to see that, a loss of £20. So, yeah, the further you go away from weighing, as long as you're being consistent, you're going to see bigger drops whenever you get on the scales. And the further away you weigh, the less fluctuations will take hold of check-ins. So, yeah, and that can, if you weigh every 4 weeks, that can then, buzz, you can, we should be seeing losses of £4 to £6 when you get on the scales. And that, I've lost 4 £6. The disadvantage of going 4 weeks without weighing is lack of accountability. I get that with, I think 2 weeks is on the verge, if that makes sense. So I know some of you guys may weigh in, check in tomorrow, and then you're like, I don't have to get on the scales for another 2 weeks. So you have a few days of not being as accurate as or accountable as you should be. I'm onto you with that. I talk about it quite a bit, and that shouldn't be the case, right? It just whether you get on Friday's just a random day for getting on the scales and tracking your journey, but and I've been a bit guilty of that myself. It's check-in day, right? I'm going to have a weekend where, a bit of guesstimating and this, that, and the other, or maybe not tracking. It's very rare I don't track. And it's kind of like, it's the old Slimming World mentality, isn't it? Like you'd weigh in, you go see Babs Thursday night, 7:00, jump on the scales, lose a pound, brilliant. And you just do, and you just have a crazy weekend after it. You're in McDonald's, I'm thinking, and then it gets to Monday morning, you're like, oh my God, right, I'm back on the scales on Thursday, and then you start starving yourself for a week. So as long as you don't slip into that mentality where you get on the scales, I don't need to get on the scales for a month now, so I'm going to have 2 weeks of doing whatever I kind of want, and you can do that subconsciously, we know that, and then like, oh God, I've got check-in in 2 weeks, I better tighten things up a little bit. That's the only danger of it, right? And don't get me wrong, that can happen daily, weekly, monthly. I did it when I started weighing myself daily in 2016. It created disordered eating because I've spoke about this before. I get on the scales. I've just realised I'm looking at Victoria Foley. Good morning. I just realised I'm neglecting Facebook, YouTube a little bit because I was looking at the Boss Your Weight Loss Challenge stuff. But when I in 2016, I got into the habit of weighing myself daily, and it became obsessive. Right, and this is why I always say about weighing daily. And at the time in 2016, I didn't really know how the scales worked. I wasn't a personal trainer. I was just on my own weight loss journey. Don't get me wrong, I love weight loss, and I did quite a bit of research into it. But again, I didn't quite understand about water weight, food weight, water retention in a way. I kind of knew that. I kind of always had in my head, weight that comes on quick goes off quick. So what I mean by that is, I always saw big bumps after going on holiday. I know the reasons now, and I knew that if I got back to my journey, that would come off. So it wasn't that wasn't an issue, but I didn't quite understand, how the weights works. But I started weighing myself every day in, day out, and days where I'd lose, I would give myself a bit more freedom with my eating. Days where I'd gain, I'd go overly restrictive and really drop my calories down. And it's just a really unhealthy way to eat. So, like I say, people might go, well, if you're closer together, you're like, I'm getting on the scales tomorrow, so I need to be on it. It doesn't work like that. It just doesn't work like that. It's seeing that loss and gain. Now, again, don't get me wrong. If you weigh fortnightly, like with me, and you get on the scales tomorrow and you have a maintain or a gain, that might be like, right, I need to get my head down and get. We generally start to slip when we're seeing losses, but the further apart you weigh, as long as you're being consistent, you're going to see a loss every time you get on the scales, as long as you're being consistent. Does that kind of make sense? So it's one of those, I've had clients that have messaged me saying, do you know what, just for a few months, I'm going to move to monthly check-ins. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. And their results have been no different, right? Their results haven't been, they would be losing half a pound on fortnightly check-ins. And when they move to monthly check-ins, it's still half a pound. And again, it's that. And I'd say to him in the check-in, look, you're losing accountability here by only checking in every couple of weeks, every month. So, I mean, John, if you want to, we can try it. That's all you can do is you can try it. We can suck it and see, right? You're not in the grand scheme of things, you're not missing out on it, And if you move to monthly or 4 weekly check-ins, and the results aren't better, then we might. Likewise, the odd client, if they're really struggling for accountability, I move them to weekly check-ins. I've got 2 clients at the moment that are on weekly check-ins. I don't discuss anyone else's check-in. It's no one else's business, really. The only check-in I really discuss is mine. I might talk about some client successes with their permission, but I don't really go into, like I've got the odd client at the moment that's sharing the NutriCheck with me. And that's improved their accountability. Likewise, I've got the odd client that just at the moment is checking in weekly. Now, I won't have people checking in weekly for weeks on end because I don't charge enough for weekly. So I charge $29.99 a month for my monthly one-to-one coaching. If I said, you know what, I'm going to move from fortnightly check-ins to weekly check-ins with clients, and the client checks in every week, they wouldn't pay £30 a month. They pay £60 a month, right? So, it's not the sole reason why I get clients to check in fortnightly, but when I started my one-to-one coaching, I sort of realised, it's always been my philosophy to check in fortnightly because that's when I've always checked in, right? But I sort of realised, if clients checking in every fortnight, that means some Fridays, every other Friday, I've got nothing to do, or I have space, so I can kind of alternate check-ins with clients. And when I first started weight loss coaching, I kept it really, really even, right? I was like, right, I've got 6 spaces left on this Friday, so I'll fill that up, and then I won't start any clients on the phone. Now you start them on it, and they just fall when they fall, and that's why I end up with sometimes manic check-in day and quieter check-in day. Does that make sense? Morning, not managed to get on many of these yet. I was going to say, Danny, not seen you for a bit. Hope you're all good, mate. How much water do you drink in a day? It varies, to be honest with you. At least at the moment, 3 litres. So I tend to be doing, I'd say 3 to 4 litres of fluids a day. So my fluid intake is normally at least 2 litres of clear water. I always have 1 energy drink a day. That's 500 ml. Right, so an energy drink is 500 ml. I tend to have 1 can of fizzy pop a day. That's 330 ml. This is all liquids going into your body. Anything you drink is 98-99% water, right? It's just certain things aren't quite as healthy for us, and certain things aren't quite as good at hydrating us as other things. Yeah. So I tend to always have, at the moment I'm having 2 to 3 litres of clear water a day because I'm trying to flush out some water retention, a 500 ml can of energy drink, and a 330 ml can of pop. That's it. That's my liquid intake. And I am doing some serious weed at the moment. I was yesterday. It was out of control yesterday, and I feel today is going to be the same. So But again, that's just I'm holding quite a bit of water retention from the weekend. Morning, cold one. Absolutely, it is a cold one. I've lost 7 stone, 13. Got £5 to go for my right BMI. Hopefully, do it before Christmas. No MJ in. Well done, you. Well done, Chrissy. That's absolutely amazing. Yeah, and £5 to go. That's a tough call. You've got 3 weeks. I'm not saying it can't be done, but really, really well done. And just remember, BMI scales, take them with a pinch of salt. If you're a healthy weight for the BMI scale, there's a chance you're a healthy weight. But just because the BMI scale, like I'll never get down to being a healthy weight on the BMI scale unless I lose some muscle mass. So always take it with a little pinch of salt. But amazing weight loss, very, very well done. I feel it is a day and weigh about 15 times a day. Yeah, me too. And you should wee once an hour, right? You should go for a wee like once an hour, once every hour and a half. Well, I get out of bed at 7 a.m. I wake up about 6:30, 7, right? And I go to sleep at like 10:30, 11. Yeah. So I'm out of bed for like 16, 17 hours of the day, right? I'm awake for 16, 17 hours of the day. So if I wee every hour, that's 16, 17 wees, you know? Yeah, I would say every hour and a half. About every hour and a half, you should be going for a wee. And that's good hydration, you know? But again, we know we're hydrated by the best way to know if you're hydrated is you've got to look at the colour of your wee. All right? Good morning, Bob. Good morning, James. Hope you're good, mate. Let me scan down, see if I've missed anything. Chaddy's in. Morning, pal. I've started that, which is why I've been on the maintain train for the year. But lessons learned. Oh yeah, with the. Do you mean like having freedom after weighing? We've got, I promote food freedom and I promote, having a few more calories at the weekend, having a few less calories during the week, trying to find that balance. I also promote food freedom more for holidays and Christmases. But yeah, we can't be going on an all-inclusive weekend every time we jump on the set of scales. It just can't happen. And we know it. We just... it's very easy for us to justify anything. And it's been my check-in. I've got 14 days now until I need to get on the scale. So, Friday's check-in day. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll restart Monday. Just those 3 days of going, wayward with calories can quite easily turn what should be a deficit. Because remember, I quote healthy, sustainable fat loss. Healthy, sustainable fat loss will get you good results on the scales, but it doesn't leave us a massive margin of error. And what I mean by that is, if someone's eating 1,000 calories a day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right, and then they don't track at the weekend and they eat 2,000 Saturday, 2,000 Sunday, they're still only consuming 12,000 calories over a week. Now, a lot of people consume way more than that at the weekends, and they're not accountable to it. But, for someone like me, I give you guys a 3,500 calorie deficit a week. Right? That's 7,000 calorie deficit over a fortnight. If you have a weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where it's eating, drinking, doing what you want, you could quite easily go 4, 5, 6,000 calories over what you're, if you burn 2,500 calories a day, it's very, very easy, if we're not being eye on the prize, to eat 2,500 calories a day more. All right, so if you do 5,000 calories Friday, Saturday, Sunday, especially if we've got a weight issue and we've got a very poor lack of self-control around food, it is really easy, right? And you might be like, yeah, I've had that, but I've been in a calorie deficit from the Monday for 11 days till a week on the Friday, right? And I'm like, yeah, but averages over a fortnight, you're probably in a maintenance more than anything, right? So yeah, and we know we're not doing, I always say this, there's 7 days in a week, not 5. And that's your mentality. If you check in on a Friday morning and then do what you want Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that week, there's been 4 days in a week, right? And 3 days doing what you want. Yeah, you might have 11 days to try and catch yourself back up, but that's all you're doing. you're catching yourself back up. You're losing the weight you've gained over the weekend. And that's why every fortnight when you're jumping on the scales, you're seeing more maintains than losses. Yeah. I'm awesome. 10 months sober. Congratulations, James. That is great to hear as well. I've been drinking a lot more recently. Never been the toilet this much before. And it should and you can get overhydrated. We need to be aware of that. You can get overhydrated. And don't get me wrong, it's quite hard to get overhydrated, certainly to a point where it can be detrimental to your health. But as I say, the best way to see about hydration is you've got to look at your pee, right? You've got to look at your pee. Your pee shouldn't be yellow, but it shouldn't be this colour. If every time you go for a wee, right, it's this colour, right? And again, I know it sounds disgusting, but you've got to look in the bowl, right? You've got to look in the bowl, all right? Hard if you're a male and you're going through a urinal, but you've got to look in the bowl. When you pee, it can quite often look this colour when it's coming out. I know this is easier for men to see than for females to see, but when you look in the bowl, it should have a slight straw colour to it. If it's got a slight straw colour to it, it's fine. If the wee in a bowl looks like that, so there's no discoloration at all, you're probably a bit overhydrated, right? And it doesn't mean you need to cut down on your fluids, but it probably means you need to maybe add some electrolytes into your day, or increase your salt intake a little bit or something like that, all right? Because overhydration, you will flush out essential minerals out of the body, yeah? Don't worry, I've not gone missing. I'm still on it. Danny, I knew you would be, mate. I knew you would be. You've been extremely accountable and consistent since coming on to plan. Morning. So I went over 600 calories on Monday, beat myself up and trying to pull it back. And you can pull it back. So if you go over on a Monday, 600 calories. So, Monday's the start of the week, Sunday's the end of the week. And if you're on my one-to-one plan, even if you're in my community, right, I know a lot of people, because I get you guys to weigh in on a Friday, you see that as the start and end of your week. It's not. Friday's just a random day that's a good day to jump on the scales for accuracy, right? Why is it a good day to jump on the scales for accuracy, a Friday? Because we tend to, whether we are purposely doing it or not, we tend to consume more calories, more unhealthy foods, and more things that will affect the scales at a weekend. So if you drink alcohol at the weekend, that's going to cause dehydration, which will cause excess water retention. If you consume more carbohydrates at the weekend, that's going to cause more water retention. If you eat more food at the weekend, that's going to increase your average food weight. That will all show on the scales Monday, Tuesday, right? And it's not going to give an accurate representation of your weight. We tend to be a lot more in control Monday to Friday. And I try and give people food freedom at the weekends, but in control. But still, having more calories at a weekend, even if it's within your allowance, is still going to show on the scales Monday, Tuesday, right? Like I say, it's going to increase water weight, food weight, and water retention. But we get back to our normal routine, our weekly routine, and that will then reduce your average water weight, food weight, and water retention. Yeah. So that'll then reduce your average water weight, food weight, average retention. And by the time you get to Friday, Saturday, it's just going to give a more accurate representation of your weight. Now, Saturday might be more accurate than Friday, which is why I'm checking in on Friday, on Saturday this week. But I don't want to work all day Saturday. Forgive me for being selfish, but that is just the way it is. I don't want to work all day Friday. Most people are winding down towards the end of the week. Most people are a lot more productive Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. When you get to Friday, it's weekend. You're chilling out. You're looking at the clock. Poets' Day and all this, that, and that and the other. Friday's my busiest day of work, right? But that's because it's when you guys are going to get the best, most accurate results. Obviously, as I always say, if you're being consistent, yeah. Oh my God, out for a walk and the wind is biting. Need to remember a hat. Yeah, there's no, we're looking here on the Fylde Coast. I'm just looking at the trees. They're not really moving that much, but it looks flipping cold. I've got long pants again, second time this winter today. What do electrolytes do? So electrolytes are literally, they just have minerals in them. So they're basically tablets that have salt, potassium, magnesium, zinc. They tend to have just a few different essential minerals in, right? And the big thing for hydration is salt. So salt stores water in the body, right? And you need salt to survive, right? salt gets a bad rap. Yeah, like anything, overconsumption, right? Overconsumption of something is detrimental to our health. But you can eat sugar, you can eat salt, you can eat saturated fat, right, and be very, very healthy, right? But there are certain things that we consume that are very easy to overconsume: sugar, salt, saturated fats in this day and age. Yeah. So if you're overhydrated and you pee a lot, you will flush out a lot of salt out of your system. And if your salt levels are low, that will cause fatigue, it will cause tiredness, and a few other different. It'll have a few other different issues with the body, right? Because salt holds water in the body. If there's not much salt in the body, you're not going to hold much water. You need to retain some water in the body to be healthy, to be energized. So it's all about balance. So basically, electrolytes are designed for athletes, right? That is their main design. Or for if you go into hospital and you're dehydrated, they put you on a saline drip, salt water, right, to get essential minerals back into your body because you're dehydrated, right? So that's what. So electrolytes are designed for athletes because athletes are training all day, they're sweating, they're drinking a lot of fluids, so they'll be weeing a lot, and they're sweating a lot, right? And that is all salt coming out of the system, plus other stuff as well. So they'll take electrolytes to rehydrate them. That's basically what electrolytes are. So for most people, they're pointless. There's just no point in taking them. But, if you're someone that drinks a ridiculous amount of water, right, you either need to cut down on your ridiculous amount of water if you're overhydrated. Again, how do you know you're overhydrated? Because your pee is clear, right? And yeah, you probably want to take something like electrolytes, or add a little bit more salt to your food. Something you can. Salt is a natural electrolyte. Yeah. Defrosted the car twice already. I jumped out yesterday, and I was like, there's nothing more frustrating than you want to go somewhere and you're like, I've got to wait for the car to defrost. So I might actually, I've got my weight loss coaching live after this. So I'll see how bad the car is, jump out, leave it to defrost. I'll come back, do my weight loss coaching live. And then we are off to the gym, right? Let me scan down and see what's going on. A lot of people measure height, then your waist is meant to be half of that. How do you do your weight? Yeah, that's a very generic. Basically, if your waist is half your height, that's a good sign that the visceral fat in your body, which is midsection fat, is good. I take that again with a massive pinch of salt because different people have different body compositions. It's a very generic way of looking at it, but it might be a rough guide. If you're currently, I don't know, if you're currently 80 inches tall, which is about 6 foot, I think, maybe not quite that much. What's 6 foot? 72 inches, is it? 70. So if you're 72 inches tall, that would then, you'd want your waist to be 36 inches, and that's not a million miles away. I'm 6'5", and what's 6'5", 72. So I'm 75 inches tall, and my waist is a 38-40, depending on what pants or I buy. So half of 76 would be 38. So I'm there or thereabouts. But it's a very generic thing to look at, that if that makes sense. Any tips to get on track? What do you mean? Be a little bit more specific for me, Joanne. What do you mean to get on track? Like, are you just struggling from that you just can't do, like, you're just not tracking your calories, you're not getting your steps in, you're not eating healthier? What highlight some issues for me, and I'll see what I can do for you. Anyway, let's get back to Kirsty. So Kirsty went 600 calories over. So what can Kirsty, if you go 600 calories over on a Monday, Monday's the start of the week, right? And if you go 600 calories over on a Monday, what can we do to rescue that week? I always say this, there's nothing worse than chasing your tail, right? It can be hard work. It can be quite frustrating at times. And there's always going to be times. So like I said before, Monday's the start of a week, right? And I always think you should never buy things on credit card. We do every now and then, But day in, day out, we shouldn't be buying things on credit card. So if you eat the calories before you've earned them, if that kind of makes sense, right, you are buying your calories on a credit card. So what I mean by that is I promote, like I say, more food freedom at a weekend. So we bank calories Monday to Friday, and whatever we bank Monday to Friday, we take into the weekend. And that just gives us a bit more flexibility and a bit more freedom. So if you bank during the week 50, let's say your calories are 2,000 calories a day, right? That's your average calories. So I would say your calories, look at it as a daily average, right? So if you're trying to stick to 2,000 calories a day, you're trying to stick to an average of 2,000 calories a day. Monday to Friday, you might eat 1,700 a day, right? 1,700 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's going to bank you 300 a day. So on a Saturday and a Sunday, you've got your daily average, 2,000 Saturday, 2,000 Sunday. You've then got 1,500 calories extra that you bank for the week. So now you can have 2,750 Saturday, 2,750 Sunday. If you eat 2,000 calories a day, over a week, you've eaten 14,000 calories, right? If you eat 1,700 calories Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and have 2,750 Saturday, 2,750 Sunday, you've eaten 14,000 calories over the week. It's exactly the same. You know, if you spend £20 Monday, £20 Tuesday, £20 Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you spent £140 over the week, right? If you spend £10 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then spend, I'm confusing myself now, and then spend £45 Saturday, £45 Sunday, you spent £140 over the week. Yes, you have, right? It's the same. So we don't need to stick to the same numbers every day, right? But yeah, to have that flexibility and freedom at a weekend, we should earn it during the week, as it were, right? Work and reward. There's nothing wrong with that mentality at times, right? Obviously, work and reward can be bad. You know, work and reward, though, in if you look at it in the right way, is a good thing. Now, one thing we need to accept is some weeks we're not going to bank many calories for various different reasons. We've also got to understand some days where I'm planning to eat 1,700 calories, I might eat 2,300 calories. Kirsty's gone 600 calories over a calorie allowance, right? First of all, we need to look at it. Is it just a one-off? Is it because of, you know, you might have been, for whatever reason, I know these should be hopefully pretty rare for people. It might have been you've been to a funeral on a Monday, or you've worked away on a Monday, you know, you've been traveling on a Monday and it's just, you know, you didn't plan your eating. You've eaten a bit of convenience, a bit of emotional eating when you work away because you're a bit lonely and a bit bored or something like that. Change your routine. Is it a case of, yeah, well, it was my birthday on a Monday or it was my kid's birthday on a Monday, so they wanted to go for a McDonald's or we wanted to go out for tea or something like that? If that's the case, that's just the case. And if it's, you know, I would literally add 600 calories to your weekly allowance to cover it. So I'd just have a clean slate from Monday, right? So let's say your calorie allowance is 14,000 over a week. For that odd week, if circumstances dictates that you need to have a few more calories on the odd day, right, have 14,600 calories that week. It just means your deficit's a little bit smaller. You're still going to be in a deficit. So yeah, you've not banked any calories, but you've not gone over and then banked some Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and take it into the weekend, right? That's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is you can just write Monday off and say, right, forget Monday. I have 2,000 calories a day, right? So let's ignore Monday. So let's go Tuesday to Sunday this week, 6 days instead of 7, right? 2,000 calories a day. So I'm going to stick to 12,000 calories this week rather than 14,000, right? So again, write Monday off. Or the third way of doing it is, right, catch yourself back up. It's a Monday. Yes, you've gone 600 calories over, but it might be a case of, do you know what? Right, I'm going to bank calories. You know, I'll save 300 calories Tuesday, 300 calories Wednesday. And by the time you get to Wednesday night, you're on a clean slate then. Now, that means the only calories you're going to take into the weekend is going to be ones you can bank Thursday, Friday, but you've already had a higher calorie day that week, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Those are the three things. Now, you guys, if you are on my one-to-one plan and it's a Monday, and for whatever reason you go over your calories, message me if you're struggling. If you're struggling with it in here, how do I sort this out? What do I do for the rest of the week? Message me. I'm your coach. That's what I'm here for. I'm not just here on check-in day, right? So you can quite easily message me. Go, Neil. It was, my partner's birthday. We've ended up going. We weren't planning on it, but we've ended up going out for tea. I've tracked it. I've tried to be as accountable as possible. I'm 600 calories over for the day. What do I do the rest of the week? And I'd literally say, right, you're on this many. Let's just, you've gone out for a special occasion. It's your partner's birthday once a year, right? That's absolutely fine. And I'd do, so instead of having, instead of sticking to an average of 14,000 calories a day, 2,000 calories a day, let's stick to an average of 2,100 a day. Right, and that'll give you the extra that will make up for that Monday, and just crack on as normal. Try and bank 1,700 today, 1,700 thingy. So if you sing to 2-1 and you eat 1,700 Tuesday, Wednesday, you're now banking 400 calories a day. Right, and and by the time you get to the weekend, you're still gonna have some food freedom at the weekend because you bank some calories. You'll have paid for Monday, and your mindset staying positive. Yeah, or I'll just see what it is. I fell into the trap of the rest of the family wanting McDonald's. Yeah, and again, so we've got to be honest with ourselves. If it's just a case of the rest of the family wanting McDonald's, so I just went with it and had a McDonald's. Right, you've had a McDonald's. Bet, good morning, by the way. Sorry, I've just seen that you've come on and commented on YouTube. But yeah, if you've had a McDonald's, you've had a McDonald's, right? Now, maybe it's a learning curve, right? If it's not a special occasion, it's just the family wanting McDonald's. We shouldn't be trying to miss out on things. So what can we do? Well, we could go to McDonald's and not eat, every one of my clients has got at least 500 calories for their tea, right? So maybe it's a case of, right, the family want McDonald's. I'm going to go to McDonald's. It's going to be more than 500 calories, but it doesn't need to be 12, 13, 1400 calories. That's down to you. Right, so you could quite easily go to McDonald's. I'm not saying it's going to give you the biggest volume of food. I'm not saying it's going to light your life up. But again, you can still have a McDonald's. So you might go to McDonald's and you might get, I don't know, a chicken nugget Happy Meal and a cheeseburger on the side. Right, I'm not saying it's the healthiest thing in the world. I'm not saying it's the most filling thing in the world. But that's an 800 calorie McDonald's. Right now, if you probably a bit less than that. So I think that'd be about 750 calorie McDonald's, right? If you normally have 500, 600 calories for your tea anyway, it's 150 calories more, right? So you should be able to build that in, right? Likewise, you could just have a McChicken sandwich meal. Again, 750 calories. You could get a crispy chicken wrap of the day. £1.99, 460 calories, right? And then maybe split some fries with someone, or just buy a small fries on the side, or some. There's ways to eat McDonald's without blowing your calories. But if you're not going to blow your calories, you're not going to get loads of volume. So then it might be a case of, right, I might just have a wrap of the day while the family have McDonald's. And I know you might be sat there going, well, yeah, that's a bit like, look, it's a Monday. It is what it is. You're still having a McDonald's. You're having a wrap of the day. If everyone else wants to tuck into burger and chips, they're tucking into burger and chips. And yeah, I understand it's self-control and it's just like, and you might be like, right, I'll have a wrap of the day. So I've got to McDonald's. I can eat something. It's 460 calories. And then when I get home, I might have a yogurt and a bit of fruit just to make up the volume or something like that. There's got to be some compromise somewhere. Yeah. Full English in the morning, KFC Chinese in the evening, still losing weight, grafting all day. Absolutely. Weight loss, fat loss is nothing to do with what we eat. So a lot of people there go, no way you can eat a full English and have KFC and Chinese in the evening. Yeah, you can, right? It's calories in versus calories out for weight loss, fat loss. What our calories are made up of determines our health. Now, don't get me wrong. If someone's 25 stone and they lose 10 stone by eating full English breakfast and Chinese, they're actually going to be healthier at 15 stone than they were at 25 stone. But then, are you going to be healthy eating full English breakfast? No. So is that still going to massively raise your LDL cholesterol? 100%. Is it massively going to increase your salt intake? 100%. Could someone go from being 25 stone to 15 stone and still have heart disease at 50, 60 years of age, even though they've lost a lot of weight, which has took pressure off their body? Yeah, because they've eaten crap food while doing it, but it will still cause weight loss. And if someone, and this is where a lot of people get lured into a false sense of security sometimes, right? And it is about balance, because someone that's grafting all day is burning a ridiculous amount of calories. So, if you burn 4,000 calories in a day and you have a 1,500 calorie full English breakfast and a 1,500 calorie KFC or Chinese for your tea, right? Then you're eating you're in 1,000 calorie deficit a day. You'll still lose 2 pounds a week of body fat. Doesn't mean you're healthy. Doesn't mean you're going to feel great about yourself. And really, is someone going to be consistent eating full English breakfast and Chinese day in, day out on a journey? No. And I mean, to be fair, another thing is I couldn't afford to eat like that, but if you can, fair play to you. Nicholas Insup, boss. Good morning, Nick. Hope you're good. I love the wraps. They are good. I love a McDonald's wrap. I really do. If that keeps you full all day, then yeah, some things just don't keep you full for long enough. 100%. 100%. And for me, like a full English breakfast, decent portion, but they don't actually fit, because you do get a reasonable amount of protein, but you don't get a lot of volume in a full English breakfast. Obviously, it depends what the size of the full English breakfast is. I love a full English, don't get me wrong, but unless it's a 2,000 calorie, then you don't get the most volume from them. Right, let me scan down. But again, Kirsty, don't beat yourself up. You've had a Mackies. Just build it in, write it off. My philosophy is around that. Keep looking at my watch. I went to sleep last night. Forgot to charge my flipping watch. I say I forgot to charge it. I put it on my charger, and it just hasn't charged for some reason. Anyway, we're charging it now. I've not done any. I've not done much movement at all this morning, so my phone will have picked a bit up because it's been in my pocket while I've been clomping around the house. Anyway, how are you meant to work out your weight then? Oh, Chrissy, do you mean how are you meant to work out your goal weight? It's not. There's no specific guide to it. If I'm being honest with you, obviously, some people like you said, go off the BMI scale, right? But, I work out, if any of my clients want to know their goal weight, they ask me, right? Or you can ask me. If you haven't asked me, if you're my one-to-one client, I don't listen to the community clients because you don't check in with me, but one-to-one clients, when you're checking in, if you're like, what do you think my goal weight should be? And I take lots of different things into account, right? When it comes to goal weight, I look at male or female, height, sex, weight, obviously, right? Height and sex obviously plays a part. Okay, I said this yesterday on the Zoom session. 11 stone at 5'2" and 11 stone at 5'8" are two totally different weights. It's amazing. This hit me when I was a personal trainer. There seemed to be a very common theme when I'd say, "What's your goal weight?" 10 stone. Well, this is from females. I'm not stereotyping, but it was. Right? It's very rare I get a male say to me, I want to be 10 stone. But the amount of females that I work with, like, I want to be 10 stone. I want to be 10 stone. Right? And I get some female clients that are 5'2". What's your goal weight? 10 stone. And then I get other female clients that are 5'8". What's your goal weight? 10 stone. And I'm like, 10 stone at 5'2" and 10 stone at 5'8" is two totally different weights. I'm like 19 and a half stone. But I'm 6'5", right? If I was 19 and a half stone and 5'6", right? 5'6" and 19 and a half stone, 19 and a half stone on a 5'6" frame and 19 and a half stone on a 6'5" frame are two totally different weights, right? So there isn't just a clear cut and shut what should be your goal weight. So with my clients, I take into account where they've come from, what their starting weight was. Obviously, their sex and their height plays a part. I also take into account their occupation, right? How much, if you're an A&E nurse or doctor or a ground worker or a postie, or you have like a job where you're moving about all day, it's a lot easier for you to burn calories. Therefore, it's a lot easier for you to control your weight at a bit of a lower weight. If you have a sedentary desk job like I do, it's not an excuse not to move, nowhere near. I have a sedentary desk job. I sit here for hours and hours and hours, week in, week out. Yeah, I have a good level of movement because I prioritize it. But, for me when I was a personal trainer, I was knocking on late 16, early 17 stones. I hovered around that weight. But that's because I was burning 30,000 calories a week. Now I burn 24,000 calories a week. And there's got to be that balance between, I could diet down to any weight I wanted to in a way, but for me as a person, I can only control my appetite so much, right? I can only cut my calorie spend so much, right? So for me to diet down to 12 stone and maintain 12 stone, I'd have to be eating 2,000 calories a day. And unfortunately, the way my hunger hormones, leptin and ghrelin, work within my body, I've learned self-control around food, but I couldn't control my calorie intake enough to stick to 2,200 calories, 2,000 calories a day on average. I just couldn't do it. It would be tough. I could do it, but I don't want to do it. I couldn't. To do that, it would compromise the quality of life that I want to have. It'd be something I'd have to get obsessed with calories, and I don't want to. So there's lots of different factors I take into account. Other factors I take into, I have so many clients come to me, they want to be 10 stone and they're currently sat at 11 stone and they can't push it anymore. And I'm literally like, well, you need to take into account, you've been morbidly obese, right? You might be carrying 10, 12 pounds of loose skin. I'm 19 and a half stone and I'm still carrying over a stone of loose skin. So if I went tomorrow and had every bit of loose skin, the old bingo wings done, that's a lot of loose skin from weight loss there. I've got a lot on my hips. I've got on my inner thighs, on my calves, right? On my bum. I've got loads of loose skin. If I had all my loose skin removed, I wouldn't be 19. I'd be 18 and a half stone, right? So there's loads of factors we need to take into account when it comes to being a goal weight. Yeah. So, there isn't just an easy, like you said before about, if your waist is half your height, you're at a good weight. Yeah, it's a generic term. It's not, you won't be a million miles away, but then, there's other factors that take. I've got massive hips. I've been morbidly obese all my life, which has put a lot of pressure on the lower part of my body. I've got, I'm not fat, I'm big boned. I am big boned, right? And that's where that saying comes. The heavier you are, the denser your bones are, because the more weight your skeletal frame has to support, right? So if you took someone that's my height now, my hips are huge, right? I've got like childbearing hips and I'm male, but that's because my body has had so much weight on it. Your hips are weight-bearing joints, right? Big weight-bearing joints. Literally everything from your waist up here. So it is sat on your hips. So my hips have had to make themselves strong, right, to support 37 stone. I'm not saying my whole upper body was 37 stone, because obviously your legs take into account. So I've got massive hips, right? I'm very much straight down. I've got big wide shoulders, but I've got big wide hips. I'll never have like a really skinny waist. It just won't happen. Does that make sense? I'm going to clothes size, to be fair. Yeah, absolutely. If you're like, I want to be a size 12, right? And you get to, and, again, clothes sizes is very tough. And I'll tell you why. Because you could order a size 12 in one brand and a size 12 in another brand, and the two total, I have it, I get certain brands, and, like this is Under Armour and it's just an XL and it's actually pretty big on me, right? Whereas this t-shirt is Under Armour, and because it's more of not a compression fit, but it's more of a tighter fit, this is a 2XL, and it's a bit snug, but I quite like that when I'm in the gym because it kind of holds to the body a bit better. So it's different, even in same clothes manufacturers, different, not always an XL is, my clothes range from XL to XL. Certain clothes, if it's slim fit, I've got the odd t-shirt that's a 3XL, but that's because it's like, if it's a Hugo Boss slim fit, I go up to a 3XL because they're really small fitting, you know. Can't get my steps in. Twist ankle on ice. Don't worry about it, James. People panic all the time. If you twisted your ankle, mate, it'll be, rest up. Be right in a couple of days. We don't alter anything. At the end of the day, there's no such thing as a perfect weight loss journey. Sometimes we're going to be tired and we're not going to get our steps in. Sometimes we're going to have a cold and we're not going to get our steps in. Sometimes we'll slip on a bit of ice. You've got a very manual job, mate. Trust me, you do enough steps to warrant having a few days putting your feet up. I think if you feel good, that's all that matters. Well, again, irrelevant of what your weight is, if your blood pressure's good, if your resting heart rate's good, right? If your blood pressure's good, resting heart rate's good, fasting glucose levels are good, if those three things are good, right, then yeah, it's kind of, because the pressure of being obese will generally increase your blood pressure, right? It will generally increase your resting heart rate, right? My resting heart rate when I was 37 stone was like 90 beats per minute, was my walking heart rate now. Like my resting heart rate now is 52. So again, it's there's other things that we can detect, you can get fit and healthy. You'll never get a 52 resting heart rate being morbidly obese, or very, very rare. Likewise, you'll never get your 120/80 blood pressure if you're morbidly obese. You might have, the doctors always lured me into a false sense of security. Like I used to go and get my blood, and they used to go, oh, your blood pressure is pretty decent. What they meant was my blood pressure, I was hypertension, but my blood pressure was pretty decent for someone that's 37 stone. Yeah, it wasn't decent at all. So yeah, it's too many people get fixated on a number on a weight loss journey. And if someone had said to me at the start of my weight loss journey, you'll be happy at 20 stone. I said, no, BMI scale, I need to be 14 stone to even get into the green. And I got to 20 stone now, I fit as a fiddle, running around, doing what I wanted to do, wearing the clothes that I want to wear. Blood pressure's good, resting heart rate's good. Fasting glucose is good. Fasting glucose has always been pretty good, to be fair. Even when that was amazing. Everyone was always shocked at that. Lise is in Gibraltar. Good morning, Lise. Enjoy your cruise. Have a wonderful time. I don't know if you're still on. Janine Ingham, good morning. Thank you for jumping on. Right, guys, I am going. Still doing weights. Brilliant, mate. That's all good. And again, yeah, you twist your ankle. It doesn't affect top half of your body. You can still go and do some of the old shoulder presses and belt kicks and stuff like that. All good. Anyway, right. That's me. I'm out of here. If you've asked a question, I'm sorry I've not got to it. It's nothing personal. I'm not on again today. Well, if you're on Planner in my community, if you want to come join my community, it's literally £5 for your first month using code WELCOME. TikTok profile, click on my link tree. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, go into any of my YouTube content description. There's links there to come and join the community. Facebook, there's links. Just search on my page, community, and there'll be links in there to join the community. It's £5 for your first month using code WELCOME. You get a full calorie breakdown. You get a guide to bossing your weight loss. You get access to the private WhatsApp group. You get access to the private Facebook group. We're doing a live on the private. So if you want to come and watch the next live, I'm talking about it's okay not to be okay. Right? Basically, it's fine gaining weight even while you're trying to lose weight. Right, I'm going to talk about that because obviously Christmas is coming up. It's a time where you're going to gain some weight, and we need to, again, to stay positive, we need to understand it's not just about loss. It doesn't work like that. That's not how weight loss journeys work. So if you want to come and watch that live at 10 a.m, you need to come and join the community and add yourself to the Facebook group. And like I say, it's just a £5 for a month. If you join it now, you'll be until the end of December because even if you cancelled on the 20 whatever we're on now, to be fair, there's not loads going on. So to be honest with you, if you join now, I might even leave you until January, till mid-Jan or something like that for the first couple of weeks, because there's not a lot going to be going on in the community from probably the third week of December, because it's Christmas. I'm going to chill my beans a little bit and have a little bit of time off. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm not on tonight, but if anyone's just come on a bit late, this live is saved to the Facebook and YouTube group, so you can go back and watch it then if you've come on late on here. Yeah, go follow me on YouTube. I was trying to get to 1,500. If you don't follow me on YouTube, I was trying to get to 1,500 subscribers by Christmas. I'm 62 away. I've got 1,438 subscribers on YouTube. So yeah, I'm literally 62 away. So if you don't follow me on YouTube, I'd really appreciate you jumping over to my YouTube and giving me a follow on there. Yeah, so I'm not on today, but I will be back in about half an hour. I'm going to go make some protein porridge, and I'll be back in half an hour for the Weight Loss Coaching Live on the Facebook group. I'll be back on TikTok tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. And then I shall be on TikTok on Saturday morning at 8 a.m. So have a wonderful Thursday, whatever you're doing. And hopefully I'll catch you either on the Facebook group if you're on plan or in the community, or back on TikTok. I won't be on Facebook or YouTube Friday, Saturday. It's just TikTok lives. Anyway, have a great Thursday. Whatever you are doing, see you later, TikTok. And see you later.